What mischief will Grax and Skullsmasher be up to today? Let's find out in this episode of T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everybody, this is Grax and Skullsmasher from Transformers Generations Titans Return. And I've just noticed something about this packaging that I didn't notice before. It says, Adult Assembly Required. I've never noticed that before. Here is the back of the package. It says this stuff right here.
The Decepticons unite with Titan Master partners to power up for battle. Grax masks the energy signature of the body is bonded to, making Skullsmasher invisible to the Autobots.
That is a cool feature. And it's cool that they even put that on there to make them seem a little bit more interesting. But anyway, let's get them out of the packaging. Skullsmasher comes packaged with this collector's cart right there. And here are the tech specs on the back. So he's not horribly OP. The reason it says adult assembly required is because this alligator head doesn't come attached. You just have to pop that in there and boom, you're good to go. Now that some loving adult has applied his head to his back, ask that same adult if they can buy you some pledge. Pop his legs off, apply the pledge to his ball joints on his hips, and now you can get him into poses like this, because you couldn't do this before. When I first took this out of the packaging, it was wibbly wobbly, and now you see the force. Now if I shake it hard enough, they will start moving, but that leg never even moved. I couldn't even get this guy to stand up out of packaging, which is horrible. But now that I can, let me put him in his correct transformation over here. He's awesome. I love this figure. I love it in both moods. So stay tuned for his second mode. Now this is one option right here you can do with the weapon. If you want, Skullsmasher can team up with someone like Apeface, and they can both take on the Autobots together. Another weapon option is this right here. He can make that into a shield or something like that. And I don't know if you paid attention, but I made his little claws right here. I transformed them halfway, and now he has like some claw knuckles that he can tear people up with. If you like, you could apply this back here. And now that his hips work, let's see if he can actually stand up. He has a little bit of trouble standing up because the way the feet transform back here, he almost has no heel spur. I mean, they help a little bit, but they work definitely better in wide-legged stances and whatnot. If you don't want him holding the gun can also store back here, as you saw him when he was holding it as a weapon. But let's put that to the side. What I like about this figure, and all of the Titans Returns Deluxe classes, it seems like so far that I've purchased, have a joint in the elbow like this. Because the ball joint sits inside of here. It has some play in basically each of the figures. I don't think Blur has one that works like this, but Hardhead definitely does. So that gives you some extra motion. So they actually tried and put some effort right there. That's part of the transformation as well. He has bicep swivel, an elbow that bends 90 degrees, no wrist swivel, but he can do this. And since the swivel isn't over top of the forearm, he can still get into a bunch of natural looking poses. He has a waist joint, hips are on a ball, go back all the way forward, all the way out to the side. Thigh swivel, and you may want to apply some of that floor polish right there too, because that was kind of loose. And he has double jointed knees due to the transformation. I love that. The toe can go up, but it's kind of loose, so it might be able to help you a little bit, but not too much. The face kind of reminds me of Swindle. On the packaging, his visor went straight across and didn't have that breakup by the gold coloring, but this is alright. Of course, it looks like this from the back. And let's take off Grax so you can see him. He kind of reminds me of Demolisher from Transformers Animated. But I guess when you have thousands of different Transformers characters, eventually some people will start looking alike, just like humans. Before transformation, I want to take a moment to give Hasbro design team props. Because one thing that people complained about is the decal of the Transformers, especially during Combiner Wars. Like, Combiner Wars actually had a lot of paint on most of the figures, but like a character like this barely has any paint. All the paint is in the chest area right here, but the way they dispersed the colors all around, I don't even notice. He doesn't look bland and boring. He does have paint right here on the gator legs, but mostly all the paint is here and on his face. So the smart use of plastics, and I don't, maybe the head is black, maybe they can get away with that one extra color, but let's see. 1, 2, 3. No, it's still only 4 different colored plastics. Here he is with ape face. And now Crash Bash. I like Crash Bash's face. Skullsmasher is actually a little bit taller than Hardhead here. Transformation. Take this off, take the gun out of his hand, pop the head forward like I showed you before. Flip the hands up, bring these claws down, and these are loose, very loose. They don't stay pegged in well. I need to mention that. Bring them forward, bring the shoulders up like this, angle them, and there's a little notch in there that will stop it once you put it flat, to let you know where you need to have it. Bring the gator head forward, and these pegs go into the grooves right there. If you have it right, yeah, there we go. Now we can angle the arms like this. The legs, pay attention to this. Make sure that this knee stays flat, stays like it is. Push the feet up. If you don't do that, it will fight you. Now peg the legs together, unhinge these rear gator legs. You can just distort away. Put the gun out like this, or you can flip it the other way if you don't want it shown, and plug this tail right there. And now we have Skullsmasher in his gator mode. And to be honest, I am very impressed with this gator mode. I thought this was going to be so boring. He was kind of one of the least figures I wanted. I like the idea of him. Once I seen somebody do this in a review, the head is on an awesome ball joint, so he can rotate and do what a gator do. To open the mouth, grab the teeth, and look at that. It's like so much detail up in there. And like I said, with all the different plastics, it really pops and almost looks like there could be a rub symbol up in there. Maybe that was like that in the G1 toy. But this was probably a cockpit in the G1 toy. They replaced that with this little flap. I don't like the flap. It's made of a pliable material, but what I don't like about it is it's hard to open up. I don't really care that it's made out of pliable material, but it's hard to open. They should have put a tab there or something. He actually has a seat and a cockpit area, like you can see that view screen. So Grax should be able to see everything from the inside. Speaking of Grax, bend his knees like this, sit him in there, and now he's manning Skullsmasher. But what I like about this guy is the articulation. The front legs can go out, like they can swivel like this. They stop here and there. The elbow bends, but this front forearm can rotate. The legs, I do wish they were able to engineer a knee right there, because that would make him be able to stand higher. and this tail swivels back and forth. It comes off a little bit too easy, but added bonus, he still has the waist joint here, and he still has the hip motion, so you can like bend them down like that and still swivel for. So if you want him to be running and stuff like that, you could just twist his body to your liking. I think I'm probably going to use the thumbnail with him as a gator, so you'll probably see the pose I have there, but I really like that you can still play with him in gator mode. Usually beast mode is severely lacking on Transformers, but this one is actually fun to me. Just in case you missed it, he does have this paint detail right here, which is visible in robot mode, but I forgot to even mention that. And that looks very G1. I like it. Here he is next to some Beast Titan Masters I own so far. Here he is next to Wheelie, who is a Legends class figure, and Hardhead. Stay transformed, Hardhead. I keep forgetting this. But that's how big he looks next to him. So yeah, I love him. You shouldn't have to fix your toys out of packaging, which is unfortunate. I wish they didn't have to use such thin plastic that does things like that, be loose, but it was an easy fix, and once he's fixed, he's an awesome figure to me. And of course, I wanted to leave off on this option right here. Rah! If you don't want to use the Titan Master, or if you want to use the Titan Master as a Target Master and still have a functioning head. So, there you go with this. But anyway, hopefully you loved my review. If you loved my review, make sure you show me by clicking the like button and telling other people to click the like button. Subscribe, share, comment, watch the video I have there, watch the video I have there. And also look in the comments, in the description for the links to those videos if you can't touch the screen. But anyway, thanks for watching. T-Man978 out of here. So, I wanted to take a moment to talk about that. But transformation, take his head off. Wait, before transformation, because somebody may care.